no," I said. Then I raced upstairs to try to bring my son back from the dead. After the paramedics put my son into a body bag and carried him out of our home, my wife and I, along with Scott's brother and sister, descended our mountain and checked into a local resort. We could not sleep in the same place, where Scott lost his last bet, spinning the cylinder of a revolver. I woke up in our hotel room as the sun crept round the edges of the curtains. Out of habit, I started to pray the same prayer I had prayed every morning for years. "Father, and then I remembered. I choked on the word protect. I could not get it out. I suppressed a disdainful laugh. I wasn't ready to give up on God, but it felt like he had given up on me. I could not reconcile my theology with the nightmare we were now living. Weren't prodigal sons supposed to come home? I thought I had insured Scott's life with the promises of God and my prayers. "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart," King David had written. Had I not delighted enough? Or was I deceived about what my heart desired? "Ask, and it will be given to you," Jesus told his followers. I had asked every day for years. I hadn't just asked, I had believed as well. And according to Jesus, belief in the promises is supposed to make them work for you. Had I not believed enough, or were the promises empty? For decades I had preached the mystery of suffering would always elude our understanding. It was an easy thing to say, until the weight of that mystery crushed me. I didn't know how to get out from under it, except to flee to the place where I grew up. So with Scott's body in the luggage bay, I sat in the Delta Airlines 757, surrounded by strangers, hurtling south through the night sky. Then a voice spoke into my shock and confusion. It was so faint, so ephemeral, that I might have made it up. "Hold my hand," I thought it said. I could hardly picture that hand. But it was there and always had been, guiding me through the rage-drenched home of my youth, thrusting a wrench into familiar patterns of purposelessness and poverty, and blow by blow, destroying the illusion that I could earn the gifts it bears. In the beginning, everything was formless and void, but his spirit hovered over the deep, dark, and violent waters. Then he spoke, "Let there be light." He saw that the light was good. Although the dark was not good, he allowed it to remain. But he separated the light from the dark. He called the light day and the dark night. And against that great vault of night, he flung stars to serve as guidepost, and as a reminder that the light was always pushing through the darkness. I am old now, and my night is near, but his first commandment still resounds, gaining strength as it conquers space and time. When I open myself up to his light, the end feels more like a beginning, a flicker at dawn that spreads until everything radiates under the noonday sun. And all I can see is his beauty. Chapter 2. I am the descendant of drinkers and drifters, better at passing on their love for the bottle than family history. So I have been left with few details about the soil from which I grew. Dad never spoke of his father, but he did take his name, Jack. His mother had named him Jewel because he was her jewel, but that name was too feminine for him. He was born in Sabine, Texas, but raised on a Mississippi farm during the Great Depression. Just before the start of the Second World War, he enlisted in the Navy. He transferred off a battleship a few months before the Japanese blew it up at Pearl Harbor. Dad escaped injury for the rest of the war, except for a shrapnel wound that left him with a huge knot of scar tissue in the middle of his back. The bomb exploded on the deck of his new battleship, and Chief Petty Officer Deere carried men into the sick bay for 2 days before a sailor told him his back was bleeding. On leave in 1942, he visited Handley, Texas, a rural community east of Fort Worth, where howling coon dogs guarded the night and crowing roosters ushered in the morning. Dad first laid eyes on Mom at the soda fountain in the drugstore. She was 16, he was 21. Wanda Jean Barley also hated her first name and only answered to Jean. They married shortly thereafter. When he was discharged after the war, he went to work at the General Motors assembly plant in Arlington, and they moved into a 2-room shack behind my maternal grandparents' house. I was born 2 years later in the vanguard of the baby boomers. Dad stood only 5'8", but he had the broad shoulders of a taller man. He parted his black hair on the left side. His eyes were brown, and his complexion was dark. To me, he looked like Glenn Ford, the movie star of the 50s. My first memory is